I remember staring at my bank account, no job, not seeing my kids, and I was blaming the divorce. Man, I was in shock. This was not supposed to happen to me, was just the words that just kept pounding in my head, right? I had done things right, I had worked hard, and now everything was gone. And I had a story for every single reason why it wasn't my fault. And then a mentor asked me one question that I wasn't ready for. I remember calling him. He said, "What if life is happening for you and not to you? What would you do differently?" And then he asked, "When you faced hard seasons before and you moved through them, what did you actually do?" I sat with that, man, and I started to remember, I started to recall all the different seasons of my life. Every time I had faced a real loss before, I had used it. I had focused on what I could control, what I could become, what I could build from where I was. I hadn't I hadn't done that this time. I was just looking at losses. This time I'd been waiting for someone or something else to fix what only I could fix or to fix even what only the Lord could fix. That was the moment I stopped losing. Not because of the circumstance changing, because I finally owned my part in them. Let's dig into this a little bit today here, guys. Every divorced dad has a story for why things are the way they are. The ex, the courts, the lawyers, the timing, the economy, most of those stories do have truth in them. The circumstances are real. The injustice is real. It sucks. The loss is real. It sucks. But I want to put something here your way that Jocko said, former Navy SEAL commander, says about ownership. And I know every dad knows this. And it applies to divorced dads more directly than any self help book. Extreme ownership means that you own everything in your world, not just the good parts, not some of it, not the parts that are clearly your fault. Everything, everything. The man who owns everything has power over everything. The man who blames anything gives power to that thing. There's a research line, and psychologists call this locus of control. Men with an internal locus of control consistently outperform those with an internal locus across every measurable life outcome, including income recovery, relationship satisfaction, and mental health. After major life disruption, the variable is not circumstances, it is who the man believes is responsible for what happens next. You can be completely right about what she did. You can be completely right about what the courts did. You can be completely right about timing and still be the reason that nothing changes because you're waiting for the people who caused the problem to solve it. And that's not a strategy. That is surrender dressed up as victimhood. So I'm going to give you a little metaphor and and sort of an obstacle. I want to put this your way. I want to challenge you. I want to disrupt your thinking today. I want to disrupt this because if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results. There's a book that I share and I tell guys a lot. It's Ryan Holiday. It's a Stoic idea about the obstacle being the way. The obstacle is the way, my friends, not around it, not under it, not waiting for it to move, through it, because of it. Every obstacle in your path right now, the financial pressure, co-parenting conflict, identity, all of these things is not in the way that you rebuild. Every obstacle is your path. That's the rebuild. The man who comes out the other side of this season is built by what he does with the obstacles. And many of you guys know in our school group, we call these the gifts. These are the gifts. It's not how fast you move through them. It's what you learn as you move through them. It's obsessing over the learning, over extracting the wisdom of these gifts. Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The divorce is not standing between you and your life. It is the exact terrain your life has to be built through. Many of you know, again, in our school group, it's called the ascent. It's this mountain, it's this climb, it's this terrain. And in our climb, our private community, we drill down into the practicalities of what it's going to take for you to climb through, for this obstacle, not just to be something you see, but something that you move through and you grow through. And if you're not in our school group, get in there ASAP. There is no reason why you should do this alone. There's no reason why you can't get practical tools and tips and use our FAST system to do that, and do that immediately. The men who rebuild fastest are not the ones with the easiest circumstances. They're the ones who stopped waiting for better circumstances and they started building with the ones that they had. Look, if this is already hitting, I want you to hit follow on Spotify or subscribe on Apple right now. Every follow puts this episode in front of another divorced dad who is still waiting for someone else to fix what only he can fix. 2 clicks, real impact. Do it now. Stay with me. Guys, just do 2 things. It sends them this podcast. It's a life rope for them to transform their life and legacy. We're going after 1 million dads, and I believe that is one thing you can do to help us all reach them. Here's a tool, guys. I want to give you something practical you can use today, right now. Again, go back into the notes when this is over. Write this stuff down if you're traveling. These are things and systems that many guys listen to and they consume, but then they don't use it. I want you to use it. This isn't about listening and hearing more information. We don't need more information. We need to do the information that we know. So here's the audit that I want you to think about, the ownership audit. It's 3 questions delivered like me and you were hanging out together. And again, this is a lot of the stuff that we do in our school group and in our calls, but it looks like this. Because I'm going to kind of give you what my mentor gave me, and then this can maybe help you. I want you to answer them honestly. The path forward will become clearer. Question 1, if life is happening for you and not to you, what would you do differently starting tomorrow? Not in general, specifically. What decision would you make that you've been postponing? What action would you take that you've been blaming circumstances for not taking? Write it down, 1 sentence. That sentence is your ownership statement. Recently, a dad in our group, we had a non-negotiable. I said, what's one thing that you're going to be able to do with your children the next time you see them? He said, I'm not going to sit in my apartment by myself. I'm going to take my kids outside. I'm going to own it. I'm not going to make excuses that I'm tired. I'm not going to make excuses that my apartment sucks. I'm not going to make any of those excuses. I'm going to own it. Question 2, when you faced hard seasons before and you moved through them, what did you actually do? So you've been here before, maybe not at this level, but you've had failures. You've had things where you've missed, but you've moved through it. What did you do that you're not doing now? Right? What did you do then? The answer is almost the same. You focused on what you could control. You took action from where you were instead of waiting for better conditions. The blueprint already exists inside your own history, is what I'm telling you. Many of you guys, you're looking for the external things to fix it. I want you to look back and find your successes and find your wins and learn from those wins about what you did in those failures and those seasons. That was something for me that I glazed over. I'm on to the next one. No. Go back. Watch the film again. Watch the film of what you did in those seasons, and it will reveal to you some things internally that you were probably doing that you stopped doing and you need to do now. A lot of times it's habits. A lot of times it's relationships. A lot of times it's things that you did that got you out and started building that thing forward. Question 3, what am I blaming right now that I could own? Not to take false guilt, real power here that we're taking control of. Every time you own something, you get agency. Agency is saying, I am committing to this. It's on me. I'm making a decision. Every time you blame something, you give it agency over you. You give it power over you. Name one thing you've been blaming. Then say, what is my part in this? And what can I do about my part starting today, right now, starting right now where you're at, in the car, in the gym, at home, I don't care where. Start today. Own the part that you can change. That's where movement lives. Galatians 6:5 in the scripture says, for each one should carry their own load, not someone else's load, not the load of your ex, right? That they created, not the load the courts assigned, your load, the one that belongs to you. This is not a verse about suffering alone. It's a verse about ownership. The man who carries his own load is the man who knows what he's responsible for. And the man who knows what he's responsible for is the man who can actually change it. So stop waiting for someone else to pick up what only you can carry. Own the load. That's where the strength comes from. I'm going to give you something quick. We're going to close. I want this to be literally a machine gun, a torpedo into your life today. I want this to disrupt you. I want this to change you. I want this to not just be information in, but I want it to be action out. Drifters keep losing because they keep finding better reasons why it isn't their fault. They have a story for every obstacle, a blame for every loss, and they will keep losing until the story changes. Builders take ownership, not of everything that was done to them, but of everything they can do about it. The question my mentor asked me changed everything for me. What if life is happening for you and not to you? What would you do differently? Answer that question honestly. Then do that one thing. The obstacle is not in your way. It is your way. Own it. Build through it. That is the work. That is the climb. That is what this is all for. If this episode hits you, share it with one dad who's still waiting for someone else to fix what only he can fix. 2 clicks gives him help, gives him hope, and that might be the most important thing you do for him today. Follow on Spotify, subscribe on Apple. And if you're ready to stop blaming and start building with real ownership and real accountability around you, the links to work with me and join the brotherhood are in the show notes. Look, those of you that are business guys, high-level executives, I want to challenge you to look to work at one-on-one with me. There's a spot that's coming up. This is reserved for you guys. This is about building your cash flow. This is about building your mindset. This is about building your children. This is about building your life, all of them together so that you can become you, the guy that's always been there. Those of you that are not those individuals, get in our school group. Start there. There is a starting spot for every person in every financial category. Do the thing that you know you need to do. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one. God bless you.